Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com here with Chris, J, Al, Jovan, and Rod. It is Sunday, January 1st, 2023. Boy, 2022 couldn't have ended any better for the college football world after a season or several seasons of just disaster, horrible college football, bad calls and fixed games, or games that appeared to be fixed. Finally let them play, man. Put the flags in the pocket, did not let the refs decide the games. And what did we get? Two absolute gems. Chris, Michigan exposed once again for the fraud that they are. This team has never won anything in my lifetime. And once again, every year, they're given the benefit of the doubt. Let's look at that out-of-conference schedule and see how well that prepared them for this game. Let's look at their out-of-conference schedule for the last 15 years of any of their – let's look at out-of-conference road games that they've played in the last 20 years. They have played nobody. They played Alabama in the Kickoff Classic about 8 years ago. They got beat 438-6. I think Bama just scored again. That was the shoelace game. Outside of that, Michigan has now lost 6 bowl games in a row. Those playing Colorado, the only reason they played in that game last night is because Colorado State wasn't available to play at the Big House this week. Chris, what'd you think of last night's college football action? Any better way to end the year? Right when the ball is dropping in Times Square, the Ohio State fans are in all-out tears. What'd you think?
You know what? The funny thing was that was exactly what I thought. It's like, Happy New Year. Oh.
Shankopotamus.
Yeah,
that
right.
Was but to me, when a kicker misses a game-winning field goal, it's really not that. It's the everything else. What about letting them drive right down the field for the
exactly.
touchdown? The guy wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah. That's exactly it. They put themselves in the position where a missed field goal did decide the game. This was an Ohio State team that at one point was up, 35-24 in the fourth quarter. So, they shot themselves in the foot, and for Michigan, well, I don't want you to sully the good name of Hawaii and UConn, but yeah, I guess you're right. The conference portion of their schedule didn't really breed for any sort of preparation.
And you look at the conference games that they played. It's Indiana. It was a bad Wisconsin team, and Wisconsin was really suffering early in the season. It was, just horrible schedule. And, once again, they start the season ranked in the top 5. So very easy to have mobility in that area, especially when you're playing Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn. I just think, I don't understand it. Ohio State, as much as we love to give them a hard time, they generally will play at least one tough out-of-conference game, every year, like a very, very tough one, and they'll do it as a home and home too, because they played us. We played them in a home and home pretty recently. They beat us in Columbus. We beat them in Miami.
Yeah, I would say the Big Ten was really top-heavy last year, and this year, and even then, they still labored their way through that game against like Illinois.
They got whipped. Michigan got whooped in that game.
Yeah.
Jay, outside of that initial first touchdown, they didn't call it is a touchdown, whatever. You get first down on the half-yard line. You don't score a touchdown, right? You get nothing. But outside of that, I thought a key play in the game there was Michigan had 3rd and 4 from their own. We were on the air for this. They had 3rd and goal from their own 4. From the TCU 4. 3rd and goal from the TCU 4. They run kind of like an out. And I said at the time, or from the 3-yard line, I said to Jay, they probably have a million plays here because this is the exact spot where a 2-point conversion is, right? It's on the exact marker. They try some out pattern, like a screen pass, like a flare screen, and their running back gets absolutely depleted. He was just lit up like a Christmas tree, and that was the ball game.
Yeah, man. I think Michigan, they did it to themselves yesterday. All those red zone trips and no points. It started off the very first one, Philly special. Come on now. Everybody knows that's the goal line play. Now you got to come up with something better than that. And they just killed themselves in the red zone all day. So they shot themselves in the foot. Congratulations, TCU. They did it, and they earned it. And we got a good
Michigan,
one.
At the end of the game, closer to the end of the game, Michigan gets it to within 3. they're celebrating like they have won the game, okay, in typical Michigan fashion. This is what happens to these entitled teams. This is when you have a team that's been given everything, right, and has never done anything with it. Always start the season ranked in the top 5. Always get the top recruits. Always get the prime TV spots. Always get the biggest and best of everything. Always given to them. Never earn it, okay? They're celebrating like they have won the game. The quarterback mouths to his parents in the stands, we're going to win this game, right? And what happens? 88 yards for a touchdown going the other way like that. I mean, you leave one of the best receivers in all of college football wide open. And I mean, he just ran through those Michigan defenders like they were standing still. He might look big because he is big, but he also runs a 4.3 40. And you don't want to leave that guy open. Anyways, El Niños, Nick Chubb in action today. You got your touchdown prop loaded, locked and loaded here for New Year's.
Listen,
Kick it up in style. Or are you going to go the other direction? No touchdown for Chubb and about face in 2023.
They can't keep taking my Chubb money like that, but I'll leave that suspense a little bit till we get to that game.
All right. Jovan, college football last night ended. We still have 5 games left this season. What'd you think? I mean, I know you're like me. You've been watching these games your whole life, and it seemed a little bit, even though with the high scoring, it seemed a little bit more old school that they let them play. I don't know. What did you think there?
Oh yeah, they definitely let them play. You can't take issue with the refs in this one, compared to other years. But Michigan, and I like Michigan. I've rooted for Michigan since I was a kid. So it's one of the teams that I've actually liked for a long time, and along with Miami and a couple other football teams. But they're just they got over the Ohio State hurdle, and now they can't get over the at least get into the national championship game hurdle. It was the best spot they're gonna get to the championship game, and they couldn't seize the opportunity. Every time they clawed their way back on offense, the defense let them down. I really can't believe that their rush defense was that bad. That's the main thing. Like their run defense, and the plays the explosive plays that they gave up, you just haven't seen that from a Michigan team in the last couple years.
Do you think TCU maybe took exception that a lot of people had like pretty much given it as a foregone conclusion that Michigan was going to be able to just push them around and have their way and grind it between the tackles? And TCU was like the dream matchup, and that they had already penciled them in that they were playing Georgia for the national championship.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got talent on that team. The Horned Frogs do, but the way Michigan usually gets beat is that offense just completely gets shut down, and their defense may not play their best, but they don't get beat through a bloody pope like that. That's not how Michigan games usually get played out, and it did in this game. Their defense just didn't come to play at all.
You see David take some shots at Goliath in college football more than any other sport. You'll see, when we lost to Ohio State, we lost on the bad call and all that other stuff. But what about the 60 minutes ahead of that, where they went, toe to toe with us? And, we were 18-point favorites in that game, 17, something like that, 16.5-point favorites. When we won our first national championship, 19.5-point dogs against Nebraska. I mean, you see it in college football where David beats Goliath, man.
Yeah.
It's more than any other sport. Well, actually, Eastern Illinois beat Iowa in college hoops. We apologize for bringing that up to all the Iowa fans out there, but I think that's what makes March Madness great, and that's what makes college football. It's that.
And the one thing I do want to say about the OSU game at the end of the game, when Stroud puts you in position for the field goal, you don't stop there. You try to get into that end zone, and they thought they had it won. They thought they had a kicker that could actually kick a a 40-something 50-yard field goal, and he obviously couldn't. They just stalled, and it seemed like the play calling, they got tight as soon as Stroud made it to field goal range, so they shot themselves in the foot with that one.
I thought it was odd that Stroud referred to himself as Justin Fields' backup. And then, that he had started 2 years. He says, I was Justin Fields' backup. It was the first thing he said. It's like, so what? But I thought Stroud, certainly upped his stock last night, for the NFL draft. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out. I don't think this quarterback class is as good as I thought it was going to be, but I think he's the best of the bunch coming out.
I mean, what you see from him is he's cool under pressure, so he made the right plays last night. He ran it when he needed to, and unfortunately for him and his Buckeyes, they couldn't close the deal.
Well, it's just, for me, it was the perfect ending. I had Ohio State with the points, and I can't stand Ohio State, so I didn't mind seeing Georgia win. But the problem is that, for me and for everybody else that's a college football fan, Georgia winning isn't good for any of us because they already get enough good recruits. So it's like, you don't want to put gasoline on the fire there for Kirby Smart. We can only hope that Kirby takes an NFL gig. That would be the best thing that could happen to us because like him, hate him, I think that Kirby Smart, his first year as a head coach, kind of irked me. He kind of got on my nerves. He was a little bit too much of a rah-rah guy and too much into the game. And I think last night we kind of started to see a different Kirby Smart, the Kirby Smart that he's become after that first year where he was no longer like trying to prove that he was, worthy of the Georgia job instead of being just a Saban coordinator. And he kind of like went overboard trying to prove that. I think last night when he talked about, we have a good team, we fight and practice every day. He goes, this is going to be not, he goes, we're here to fight. He goes, that's what's going to take. And I thought Ryan Day, I've always thought he's a great coach. I think this year, probably not his best, not as good as past years that he's coached, but I liked what he had to say too. He goes, these games, he's like, he goes, this is where we live in these games. He goes, these games go back and forth. He goes, a lot of crazy things happen in these games. He's like, we're going to have to be there. He goes, we're going to have to withstand some crazy things. We're going to have to, do whatever it takes. He goes, but we're prepared for it. We're prepared for lead changes and wild swings. And he's like, because that's what's going to happen. And man, you don't hear coaches say that, too often. But he did. Rod, NHL, are they outside today?
Nope. Tomorrow.
No, normally New Year's Day, they're outside.
Normally it's
get the hell out of my house.
Right?
Guys, play outside.
Yeah,
no hockey in the house.
I don't know why they gave them a break today, but this is normally the day they do the outdoor game.
What are they playing this year?
Instead. Tomorrow in Fenway
Park, Jovan.
Fenway Park.
Jovan, get your hockey on tomorrow.
Get your hockey groove on.
He's like, he's muted, but I know what he's saying.
That's how much he likes this.
It should be muted.
I might be driving through in that area or something, but I won't be stopping.
I'm sure they'll get you for that $85 parking over there at Fenway. It's like,
oh man, it's ridiculous.
It's the craziest.
I know a few places where I could park for free just in that area, but I definitely wouldn't park for I wouldn't park for $35, let alone $85. Hell, I wouldn't park for $10. I'll walk
drive through and drive by there.
Yeah, I'll walk a few blocks.
The last time I was in Boston, I couldn't believe $75 to park at Fenway Park. $75. Ouch. Anyways, we got a full NFL card.
That is ouch.
Let's get into it. We got it full. It's the full thing. We haven't had a card like this this full in quite some time. So normally we've had Saturday games and we've had all kinds of stuff. But this week and next week, full NFL Sundays. We've got the Giants and the Colts, the Commanders and the Nick Chubbs. We've got the Lions and the Bears, and the Eagles and the Saints. Chris, I mean, you look at these games, it's like, well, they're crappy games, but actually, there's just pretty good games here.
Yeah, a couple of these aren't bad, but I will we'll look at that under between the Browns and Commanders. 40.5 for me just seems like too much. This Browns offense since Deshaun Watson took over. The offense has only put up 9.8 points per game in the 16 quarters that he's played. And the Washington Commanders, I want no part of this Commanders team now. They've shifted back to Carson Wentz. So give me the under 40.5 in that one. And I'm going to lean towards the New Orleans Saints here, plus the points against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think if the Eagles were to win this game and get a convincing win, it's probably still going to come close to 6 points. Now that it's moved up to 6.5, I like it. I like the Saints and the points in that one. I could see 27-21 or something along those lines. Don't love betting with Andy Dalton, but I think that the Saints keep this one close.
Jay?
Yeah, I'm a lean towards the Washington Commanders in this one. I think Carson Wentz does actually play a good football game. I know that sounds crazy to say, but it's not like the Browns have been impressive here recently, and their offense is sputtering. And I think that the Washington Commanders can run the football. Wentz did look fairly decent when he came in the other day, so I'm gonna lean Washington in that one. And I like New Orleans as well with Chris. I think that the Saints can keep this one competitive. I know earlier in the week I was leaning Philadelphia, but I think the Saints, man, their defense comes to play here in this one, and I think that they keep this one competitive. I think if anything, Philadelphia walks this off by 3, and Saints still got their whole playoff hopes alive, so I think they will play an inspired effort today. So I'll take the Saints plus points in that one.
El Ninos.
Man, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, this Chubb's been killing me the last few weeks, man. And it just kind of feels like the spot where if I don't bet it, he's going to score. And if I bet it, he's not going to find the end zone again. So, I don't know. That's tough. It's hard for me to pass, though. I mean, I don't remember the last time he went through a 4-game stretch. What is it, 4 or 5 games now without a touchdown? So I'm probably going to end up on it again. But I don't know if I can recommend it to everybody anymore. But I do like the Saints with the points here. I think the Eagles win, and again, by 3. If you like the Eagles, I'll probably go Eagles first half, but I like getting anything over a field goal in the full game with the Saints.
Ravon.
I'm looking at the Bears and Lions game, and the total keeps on going up, and at some point, I think for me, I'm gonna have to buy back and take the under. So I'm gonna wait for it to get to 54 and a half, or 55, hopefully, and take a under. The fact of the matter is, Chicago, they give up points, but last couple of weeks I don't think they've scored. I don't think they could contribute that much. 13 against Buffalo, 19 against Green Bay, 10 against the Jets. They scored 20 against the Eagles. So I like the under in that one. Just too much over money.
Rod.
And for me in these ones, I'm gonna go. I like the Colts here to bounce back. They're 10-1-1 ATS their last 12, following a double-digit loss. They're also 5-0 ATS after allowing 30+ points in the previous game. I'm gonna take the Colts plus the points in that one. I also I like Washington here. The Browns, their offense has definitely just been anemic and not good, and they're also 3-9, 3-11. There was 7-19 in the last after accumulating 250 yards or less. So this offense on the Browns is dried up. So I would take Chubb to not get another touchdown in this game, make it 4 straight that he doesn't score one, and take the Washington Commanders. I think Wentz comes in and has a great game. Take Washington in this one.
Who won the contest?
What's his name? Wayne Scott won the contest.
I don't know Wayne.
Congrats to Wayne Scott.
I don't know him. I don't know Wayne. Do you? Is he a guy that we know?
I just met Wayne. So
yeah.
I chatted with him last night. Seems like a
Oh,
good
did
fellow,
you?
So.
Awesome. If you have his information,
I chatted with him.
Pass my email over. So.
I'll pass it along to you. Yeah, I'll pass it along to you.
All right. And it was tight, right? It was one on the last
tight.
Game,
He
right?
just beat Steve Spano by $12.
Oh, maybe we'll bring Steve on too. Maybe we'll bring both. It was $12.
$12. No.
Yeah. Wayne's here. All right, Wayne. Mitch at pickdogs.com. Shoot me an email. We'll set up a call. get you started. Welcome to the team. Anyways, we'll get you here on the show. You can do it. You can do a show with Ninos to get things.
Let's go.
That'll be a good one. Folk songs and sports picks by Al Ninos. Al, we think you're the Bob Dylan of sports handicapping. Kind of like, you know, hey,
I'm sure I've been
Nick Chubb proud.
I'm sure I've been called worse, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, every great artist, you know, has covered a Bob Dylan song. It's like I think every single one.
I should bust out the guitar then.
You ever listen to like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame radio on Sirius? It's like they do they have a show called Cover Me or something, and it's like all the covers that every song that's on that thing is a cover, and it's like every week there's like 4 Bob Dylans.
You know what? I have a lifetime subscription to Sirius, and I can't even remember the password. I haven't logged into that in so long.
Well,
I used to love my Sirius
hear
radio.
more. I love Sirius. I like it.
It's pretty good.
I like it. Sometimes like that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame radio, you know. I like. Anyways,
I used to listen to those.
Anyways, I like the over in the Lions Bears game. Oh, did you give a pick, Rod? Or we just talked about Wayne Scott?
Yeah, I did. I gave the Colts and Washington.
The Colts are terrible. I like the over in the Lions Bears game. I think there's going to be a ton of points in that one. I think that Jay and I will be on at halftime, and that will be the last game to go to the half. And that's what it's going to be. I can already tell you. It's like there's always a laggard, and it's either one where there's a major injury or a game like this one, like the Lions and the Bears, where it's going to be 1 million points. The NFL, they love to stuff those commercials in. Got the Bucks taking on the Panthers. Tom Brady show, 7-8 on the season. You know, are we at the point where we just tell Tom Brady to just go away? Just go away. I mean, we there like we were with Peyton Manning. Just go away, man.
Yeah.
Chiefs against the Broncos, Patriots against the Dolphins, and the Falcons against the Cardinals. Chris, what do you think of these games?
And unmute. Yeah, for these ones, I'm still going to stick with the under between the Cardinals and the Falcons. The Cardinals don't shift anything to David Blau, and if that doesn't put us any more of a screeching halt to the Cardinals offense, I don't know what will. And the Falcons haven't looked great since I'm making the switch to Desmond Ridder. I know it will come with time with Ridder, but until we get there, I don't know. I'm going to keep going against it. I'm going to take the under in that one. It's gone up 0.5 point, but I think it's still heading in the wrong direction. So I like the under in that one. And I like the over between the Broncos and the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs could potentially get close to that number on their own. I think they get into the low to mid 30s in that game. Doesn't leave a whole lot of wood for Denver to have to chop, but I still think the Chiefs get up near that total and probably win this game fairly comfortably as well. So I lean towards laying the points with the Chiefs as well.
For me and these, man, I thought Big Al was gonna be here today. I'm gonna tell him he got me. I did flip. I'm taking the GOAT, man. The GOAT's gonna get it done. Tom Brady and them, I think they win this game fairly comfortably. The Panthers have played an inspired effort here, but I think this is a tune-up game for Tampa Bay. Their whole season still lies in front of them. Although if things shake out how they're going to, they're going to lose in wild card weekend. But I think this is a game where they make it interesting and get a win here and win comfortably. So I'll take the Tampa Bay Bucks in that one. And give me the Dolphins, man. Teddy Bridgewater, one of the better backups in this league, man. I'm done with New England. Burnt me in back-to-back weeks. I still can't believe the lateral. I'm not going to get over that anytime soon. And then last week, they did try to come back and get it, but then the fumble there at the end, it's just been total disaster. I know New England typically is dominant at home against Miami, but I think Miami still with the weapons on the outside, Waddle, Hill, I think they have enough with Bridgewater. I think Miami wins it outright, honestly. So give me the Dolphins in that one.
El Ninos.
I'm gonna go with the over in that Chiefs Broncos game. I agree with Chris. I mean, the Chiefs. We saw the Broncos give it up last week, and well, they're facing much better offense this week. And Chiefs defense not always been that great themselves. So I do think the Broncos can score. I mean, I don't think they're gonna go off or anything, but I think they score enough to get this over the total.
What's your favorite Dylan song cover or not covered?
Probably Subterranean Homesick Blues.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that one. I think Garth Brooks stole that one, to be honest with you. Garth Brooks has a song that sounds exactly freaking like it. He stole it and then just changed the words. But it's exactly the same. And it's like one of his big hits. It's one of his big hits.
Stealing songs. I heard that I was listening to the show last night, and they're talking about the Phil Collins drum beat and I Feel in the Air Tonight.
Yep.
And how a bunch of people tried to steal that just because they thought that drum beat was so like catchy, and I guess it sounded so good. Yeah. And I guess John Cougar Mellencamp kind of ripped it off a little bit in the Jack and Diane song.
My favorite Dylan cover is Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix, man. That's my favorite.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because Hendrix covered it so good that Dylan, once Hendrix started doing it like Hendrix. It's like he loved it so much. He was like, I love this so much. I'm gonna start doing it that way. It's like
he'll definitely put his own twist on the song. So when he covers,
like Hendrix is almost like screaming, right? It's like,
that's good.
It's awesome. Jovan, what do you think of this set of games and Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower?
That's the only version I've heard.
It's Dylan's song.
I didn't hear the Bob Dylan version, but I can only imagine how it sounds. But
it depends. Pre-Hendrix, it sounds one way. Post-Hendrix, it sounds just like the Hendrix version, except
with the harmonica and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. So looking at this Panthers Bucks game, and I don't want to lay 3.5 with Tampa Bay. I do think they're gonna pull it off. Don't get me wrong. I can't bet it money line. So this is a game where I would try to get some live betting going on. Hope that the Panthers jump out to a lead or something, and then get some of that Tampa Bay money. That's how I would play it. Really, I went and touch it pregame, but I do think the Bucks are gonna pull it out. I just can't place money with them. Given the way that they've looked all season.
Rod.
And for me, that one, I like Carolina on the money line. I think they end this whole Buck debate debacle. It's just ended now. Just have Carolina win it outright, and be done with the Bucks. Following a double-digit home loss, this Carolina team loves to bounce back. So they're 5-0 ATS the last 5 versus the AFC, 4-0 ATS the last 4 versus the NFC. And you look, they're also accumulating more offensive yards than what this Bucks team can do. And the Bucks 1-9-1 the last 11 ATS, following an ATS loss. This Bucks team offense is awful. Carolina Panthers going to be chasing Brady all day. I think he gets sacked more than once today. I think Carolina on the money line in that one.
Bucks have been smoked by the physical teams, including the Carolina Panthers. They've been just crushed when they play the physical style. But San Francisco, Cincinnati, Cleveland, anyone that's going to hit them, they don't like it. Baltimore, Carolina,
go Brady.
Yeah, well, maybe he wins the game maybe by a point or two. Maybe they give him a lifetime achievement award. But the Panthers were 2-7, a month and a half ago.
I know, but these are the spots. These are the spots right here, man.
Yeah,
Like,
these
you
are the
you
spots
want
where
to
the
bet
Panthers
against
have-
Tom Brady?
Yes,
I was
I
beating the
do.
same
Yes,
drum
I do.
earlier in the week too. I was thinking the same thing. I was all over the Panthers, but then you got to look at it. Brady versus the Panthers to go to the playoffs. Come on now. Don't overthink it.
77 yards
Don't
per
overthink
game rushing.
Don't overthink it. I can't overthink this one. Tom, Goat, Brady. That's all
Look
I
for
got.
Josh Norman to come up big in this one for the Panthers. Anyways,
Front four.
yeah, I think Tom Brady's gonna be on his ass a lot. I also like the Dolphins on the money line against the Patriots.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how many more chances we're gonna get to bet against Mac Jones. So we're gonna have to capitalize on all the chances that we get. I feel the same way about him and Steve Sarkisian and several other coaches and players throughout the history of the game, where it's like you only get X amount of chances against them. You kind of got to take your shots when you got them. So I think Mac Jones is one of those guys. We had our Trubisky fun in Chicago. I mean, worked that for everything it was worth. Our Trey Lance, what was it, 73 minutes we got? What was our number?
73.
73 minutes of fun we had again betting against Trey Lance. But we got the most out of it. We got that plus 10 money line in Chicago on opening day. It was right. We milked that thing. Like, we own that. It's like we waited and we waited. Got it. And I think the same thing with Mac Jones. This guy sucks.
Hopefully he don't get he doesn't get many more chances. Hopefully he's not back next year, but I kind of suspect he's gonna be back.
I think I have a feeling that the Patriots go quarterback like deep in the draft, 4th, 5th round, like they usually do, and they're gonna get somebody.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They need somebody because Mac Jones ain't cutting it.
Nope. But in all fairness, and the same problems that Brady had in New England, they give him nothing. They gave him absolutely nothing. It was like all of a sudden the Patriots, they gave Brady no receivers. They were lousy. They gave him Randy Moss. He won every single game.
But they could get away with it because they had Tom Brady and he was winning championships when they had, overachievers basically, because it worked. If it works, then you could get away with it. And they got away with it for 2 decades, for the most part. They did have their Gronks, they had their, Randy Mosses, Wes Welkers, and other guys, Edelmans, and just other overachievers that knew where to be on the field. Now, they don't have that. So they got a guy who wants to blame everybody but himself, and likes to cry baby Jones. So that's basically just what it is. Doesn't want to listen to. I mean, the coaches may be bad. The offensive coordinator situation may be bad, but the other guy that was in there, he just did what he was told, and it worked out better. He gets on the field, he cries after every bad play. You throw an interception, that's on you. It's not on anyone else.
He's not good.
Yeah.
He's not good.
Look, I mean, for me, it's like this. You have 3 guys out of Alabama who's in the league right now. Quarterbacks. 2 of them, they're all starters right now. One's really flourishing. One down in Miami, he's so he has a bunch of problems with concussions and all that. He gets hit hard and he crumbles. But then you got Mac Jones, and you look at them in Alabama. It kind of Tua beat out Jalen Hurts based off of injury. And then he took over. But Mac Jones, he had to wait till both of those guys were gone in order to get the starting position. You know what I mean? He's a backup to me. You know what I mean?
Well, I think this is the AJ McCarron factor here. Where it's like you give him Eddie Lacy and Amari Cooper and an NFL defense and a short field. He's playing on a 40-yard field.
Right.
Well, I gotta like my chances, no matter who it is. It's like because in college, and this is what Lou Holtz always said about it when he coached in the NFL with the Jets. He said, I can't win here. And they said, well, why can't you win here? He said, because I can't recruit. He's like, He goes, I can't recruit in the NFL. And this was pre-free agency when he was the coach of the Jets. He's like, I can't recruit. So how can I get my guys? He's like, I can't play against these, straight up. I have to have better players than everybody else to start with. And that's what they had at Alabama. And that's why they're able to get by with marginal quarterbacks some years, And I think Mac Jones, he's not a bad quarterback. And actually, if he had maybe a little bit more in the system, but he needs an offense with a fullback, He needs like a Joe Montana, San Francisco, Tom Rathman, Roger Craig offense. Jerry Rice would help him. But, he's not getting it done with these guys. He doesn't even have Julian Edelman. He's got nothing.
Hey, well, even if he did have Julian Edelman, it wouldn't work out so well, So he needs all the talent in the world around him, including an offensive line that could keep him up in order to don't handle business. He's not going to have that. Not in New England, because they're not operating that way. They're not operating to bring talent in. They're acting like they still have Tom Brady, and they don't.
Rod, what do you got here? You give out picks in these?
I did.
All right, so we're good to go. We're moving on.
Moving on.
All right. Yeah, that's right. I went.
Yeah.
All right. We got sidetracked. Imagine that. Chris, how we doing on time?
We
were doing fine. By the way, I'm calling it right now. Jay Kaner is probably going to be the guy they pick up. It's either going to be Jay Kaner or Clayton Tune in like the 4th round pickup to be the.
Could be.
I just have that feeling that Clayton Tune's going to follow me to New England.
But the thing is that Bill Parcells always wanted a 4-year starter, right? So Belichick is from that coaching line. So it makes sense. We got the Jaguars and the Texans. We've got the Raiders and the 49ers and the Seahawks and the Jets. Chris, these are 3 gems.
I'm going to take the New York Jets in this one. I just, 2 teams are playing some solid offense right now. The Jets get Mike White back, and that's going to be a big boost for them. And it's basically win or go home for both of these teams. You're basically eliminated. If you lose this game, well, at least the Jets will be. The Seahawks still have a thin playoff chance. But, yeah, I like the Jets here. The defense has just been better. Seattle's defense has stunk in the last few weeks. And Seattle team just does not look like the team that went 7-3 to start the year. So give me the Jets in this one. I'm also going to take the Houston Texans on the money line. I know Jacksonville has, still something to play for, because if they get a win here, a tie would also get them a playoff spot next week. But for me, I think the Jaguars, even though they said that they're going to go full steam ahead, they'd be best off, only playing guys like Trevor Lawrence a half, because the next week's game is for all the marbles against the Tennessee Titans. So, and even if you do get the full starter experience here for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans have won 9 straight games against the Jags, 15 of the last 17. I take the Houston Texans. They always seem to do something stupid to hurt their draft stock, so why not win one more football game?
Well, if anyone knows about doing something stupid, it's you,
It
Chris.
is this guy.
Jay, Chris specializes.
I've accepted it at this point. So
Chris kind of took the words out of my mouth on that Texans game. I kind of felt the same way earlier in the week too. Me Texans on the money line. Not only are the Texans organization a team that'll give up the draft slot, their coach will too, and Lovie Smith. He's going to coach these guys to a win no matter what. And I think they just get it done. Like we said, the Jags, nothing to really play for here in this one. All the marbles are next week against the Titans. We've seen the Texans play some better football here recently. It started with the Cowboys. They took the Chiefs to overtime. They got a win last week. They always dominate the Jags. It should have been a premium for me. I like the Texans a lot here. I'm on the money line personally, so give me the Texans in that one. And give me the Raiders plus the points against San Fran. I know San Fran has looked dominant. I know San Fran's defense is legit. I know no Derek Carr. But I still think Purdy is due for a little regression. He's not that damn good.
So you're saying that Stidham is better than Purdy, though?
I'm not saying that.
Or bad Purdy?
I'm not saying that.
Stidham's terrible. He's straight ass.
I mean, last time I seen Stidham, he was putting my money in my pocket.
Last time I saw Stidham, he got his coach fired at Auburn.
He was putting money in my pocket in the preseason, man.
He got the coach who has the winningest record against Nick Saban of any coach. He got him fired. That's how good he is. He stinks.
Yeah, I know, but this is Josh McDaniels' guy, man. Bring him with him from New
Oh
England.
My God, that makes it. That's it. Wait, that's a good thing.
I know. No, I get
That's
it.
like the people that think the Nuggets are in trouble because Murray's out. It's like I don't think so, man. That's like it's like Murray's out, the line like shoots up. And it's like
But I don't know, man. I just think the Raiders, man. I think they play a decent game here in this one. I think that they keep this one competitive. So I'll grab the points there with.
I'm gonna get Ruffalo the Josh McDaniels guy shirt.
Hey, I'm just happy. Hey, I'm just happy there wasn't a dig at the Maple Leafs in there. So
I'm Josh McDaniels guy.
He is his guy, man.
Good. Play the extended.
I don't even
What?
want to be Josh McDaniels guy. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks Jets game. I don't know. I was originally leading Seahawks, and I'm starting to think I was going to agree with every pick Chris made today. And I think that Wyatt at quarterback does make the difference in this one, actually. And so I will go to the Jets. Don't love it, but I'll go Jets. And I will disagree with him, however, on that Texans game. I think the Jaguars, yeah, they definitely I mean, I know I don't necessarily like look ahead spots or whatever when you got a whole week to look ahead, but I don't listen necessarily pay as much attention. I mean, or put as much emphasis on them as some cappers do. But in this case, they definitely are playing a much more important game next week. But again, Trevor Lawrence is the type of guy that, to me, still really enjoys playing football. You get a lot of these professionals that just kind of go through the motions and then come out just get the job done, and do their job. But I still think Lawrence really, really seems to be enjoying making plays, and I think he'd love to put an end to that Texans streak. So I'm laying the points here with the Jaguars.
Jovan?
Yeah, it's a toss-up game between the Jets and the Seahawks. So I'm gonna look at the over in this one. Just so I'm dealing with that home crowd. I think it's gonna. I think what I really think is that one of these teams are gonna get into a substantial lead, and then there's gonna be some point chasing in this one. So I think it could get over this 43.5 as it stands right now. Maybe just squeak over, 24-20 ball game, something like that. Understanding that the Jets defense is elite, but I just think that Seattle could get some points out of them in this one.
Josh McDaniels guy. That's not good. Rod, you Josh McDaniels guy?
No. in this spot, it's like, yuck. I'm going to take the Houston Texans, hold my nose, take the points. Jags definitely don't play so well as the favorite. 7 straight losses is the favorite. 7 straight failing to cover is a favorite. Take Houston Texans plus the points in that one. And you look at the Seahawks, they're just straight out nosedive. And they're about to get crash landed here as the Jets come in and run it up. I'm going to take the Jets, lay the points. Jets win by a lot. I'm going to extend it up. I think you're going to take the -6.5. I think they win by a touchdown or more. I think they blow up Seattle this one. I'll take the Jets by a lot.
I think that with the Niners, I see the line dropping a little bit, which means it's a great chance to jump on it for more. And you can get the Niners at -16.5 at +191, which just shows you that, having to lay another 7.5 points, the books are not willing to give you that much because they know they're in deep doo-doo here. I like the Niners -25.5. Josh McDaniels is terrible, man. They want him fired. They want him gone in Las Vegas. And Stidham is going to be like the excuse. It's like this guy put this guy in instead of Carr, our guy that we paid $100 zillion. And Devontae Adams, their best player, does not want to play with this guy. Carr's like his best friend. He only went to the Raiders because Carr is there. They played together in college. He's mad. He's like, I don't even want to freaking play with this guy. It's like you've alienated your best player. That's how coaches get fired. They don't get rid of Devontae Adams. They get rid of the coach. That's what they do. Ask LeBron. He'll tell you how it works. LeBron's like, I'll coach this thing, man. Player coach Bill Russell.
Player coach GM.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. All right. We round it out. We've got the Vikings and the Packers, Aaron Rodgers show. We got the Chargers against the Rams, the Battle of LA. And the Ravens against the Steelers. Solid Sunday night, at least on paper, game. Chris, what do you think of these three?
I'm going to go right to the Sunday nighter. I like the under 35.5 here. The line is dropping, but still, I don't know how much lower you could take it. I mean, this is probably going to be, one of those a similar 16-14 kind of games we saw a couple of weeks ago between these two. Baltimore third in the NFL, allowing just over 18 points per game. Their offense, though, over the last 4 weeks, has scored just 11.5 points per game. Yeah, last four meetings have all gone under the total. I think we make it 5 here. I like the under between the Steelers and the Ravens.
Jake?
If I were to play the Steelers game, I think I would go Steelers money line. Mike Tomlin still hasn't had a losing season. I still think he has a chance of not doing it, man. So I would take Steelers on the money line. Baltimore pretty much locked in where they're going to be. So, they got a little to play for, but not really a whole lot. So I would take the Steelers on the money line in that one. And I like all three of these games, to be honest. The Chargers, I was on the Rams earlier in the week, but I'm flipping to the Chargers, man. I think the Chargers start to look a little better here rolling into the playoffs. And I know the Rams looked good last week, but that was against, some awful competition. And I think the Rams kind of just returned to what they've been all season, a terrible football team. I think the Chargers win that one pretty comfortably. And in the last one, same thing I said about Brady. Can't fade Green Bay in this spot, man. I just can't do it. Aaron Rodgers, everything's still in front of this Green Bay team, man. Minnesota, probably one of the most overrated 12-3 teams I've seen. They're a good football team, but I think at that 12-3, they're slightly overrated. And I think Green Bay at home in Lambeau Field gets this one done. I see this one 24-20 Green Bay. So, yeah, that's what I like about them. Can't fade Rodgers.
Brandon Marshall Googling said, who is Josh McDaniels' guy? Googled that. And I guess Brandon Marshall is super critical of McDaniels, saying that the Raiders have all the telltale signs of a coach that's lost his locker room. Al Ninos.
I'll go with you. I do like the under in that Sunday night game. I think both offenses struggle in that one. And that's probably my best bet there.
Jovan?
Free pick, please.
Yeah, Brandon Marshall should know. He played for him in Denver, so
He says he's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he
says when players retire mid-season, that's the worst sign there could possibly be.
Yeah, I mean, losing does that. And the coaching decisions and all that stuff too. But I like the over in the Rams Chargers game. I know the Chargers have been playing in a lot of unders. Their defense has been coming along, but I just think in this one, in a game like this, I think Sean McVay is going to try to dial up some things that the Chargers defense hasn't seen, and this is a low enough total to where I think I want the over in my pocket. So let me get the over.
Yeah, I agree. I like the over in the Rams and Chargers as well. You see what the Rams did last week. I think they can continue here. I don't think they score 51, but that definitely can contribute to getting this over the total, and the Chargers definitely can score some points as well. So love the over. It was a 5-0-1 the last 6 meetings between these two. Yeah, I'm going to take the over. Lots of points in that one. That total's way too low. Definitely getting into the 50s in that one.
I like all these games. These are 3 good games. I kind of like the way Baker Mayfield's playing for the Rag. Kind of like it. I really hate the Chargers head coaching situation too. Another guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'll take the Steelers with the points. I disagree with Jay in the fact that I think the game is a toss-up. I think it's closer than 2.5, but I don't know who's going to win. And it could go either way because the Ravens, who had the automatic field goal kicker, man, is missing kicks now. So it's in a game like this, man, you can't afford to miss it. Just ask those Ohio State fans who are probably still crying about last night's game. It's like my nephews who went to Ohio State. They're like, "Oh, we never really get that involved in it, but this one really hurts." Well, that's what happens. It's life. Should have taken the points, guys. It's like they could care less about that. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to lose. Okay, we go to the NBA, and just 3 games tonight in the NBA. All 8 p.m. Eastern time starts. Got the Grizz and the Kings, the Bucks and the Wizards, and the Nuggets and the Celtics. I think Murray is out for that game. So that would explain why the Nuggets, a lot of action coming in on the Nuggets. No, I don't. There's no action on the Nuggets.
He's still questionable.
a lot of Mitch's action is on the Nuggets.
They're getting a lot of my action. Chris, what do you think?
Well, for these 3, a couple plays I'm going to make here. I like the over between the Kings and the Grizzlies. The Kings just been giving up points left and right, and they've been scoring points over their last 5 games. They're getting close to the 120 point. They're in the 124 point per game range, and giving up 123. Memphis, on the other hand, well, they haven't been scoring as much at home, but still they do their best work on their home floor. I think it's all about the Sacramento defense giving up some points in bunches here. I think this one gets up to the 245, 250 range. So give me the over in that one. And I'm also going to take the over between the Celtics and Nuggets, and I'm also going to go with the Boston Celtics laying the bucket on the road. Boston's just won the last 3 meetings. They've won the last 2 meetings comfortably, I think, by an average of around 20 points per game. I just think Boston is a slightly better team here, so I'm going to take the Boston Celtics. I'm going to take the over in what should be a higher scoring game as well.
You're a dumbass. Jay?
I'm laying the points with the Grizzlies in that first one. The Grizzlies, one of the best home cover teams. I think they're number 2 this season at home. These are 2 of my favorite money-making teams this season, the Kings and the Grizzlies. But the Kings, they're coming off of that long homestand. I think that this is a bad spot for them facing one of the better teams there with the Grizzlies. So give me the Grizz in that one. And give me the Nuggets, man. 13-3 this season on their home floor are the Denver Nuggets, man. I know the Celtics have been playing good basketball here recently, but so are the Nuggets. And the Nuggets as a home underdog this season, 1-0. I mean, the Nuggets always go crazy at home, man. We can't fade them, not even for the Celtics. We've seen the Celtics been beat up. And it's not like, Boston has been really good this season. They really have. But, they have the best record in the NBA, 26-10. But, I mean, the Nuggets have put together a damn good season themselves. They have the 3rd best record in the NBA, too, 23-12, just 2 games back of the Celtics. I know they're in different conferences, but, hey, it's going to be a hell of a game. Give me the Nuggets and take those points in my back pocket.
Is Blake Griffin available for the Celtics?
I think everybody's available for the I don't see nobody on the injury report for the
definitely on the Nuggets. Definitely on the Nuggets. El Niños.
I'll take the points here with the Wizards. Just the Bucks haven't really impressed me too much lately, and I think the Wizards can keep it competitive. And the smaller lean to the Kings again with the points. I think it's interesting matchups here. Obviously, the the Grizzlies have the better guards and stuff, but I think Sabonis might. Pretty interesting matchup, I think, for Adams, who can be a pretty good defender, but I think Sabonis will be a tough matchup for him and to keep up with, and I think Sabonis keeps this close.
Jovan?
Yeah, I'm looking at this Kings Grizzlies total, and I think I like the under in this one. It's just too high to my liking. It's pushing 240, and if you look at the last 9 games, it hasn't gone over that total. To 239 and a half, 240. So I think I like the under in this one.
Rod?
And for me, these ones I like the under between the Celtics and the Nuggets. When you look, the Celtics, they are 8-0 in their last 8 road games versus a team with a winning home record to the under. Nuggets 5-2 to the under off of 1 day's rest. Last 8 meetings, 6-2 to the under. That total's too high. Take the under 234. Celtics, Nuggets, and I lead to the Kings. I think Memphis on the back-to-back. I think the Kings keep it close. If they don't outright Memphis in this one, I'm going to take Kings plus the points against Memphis.
2 words: chicken nuggets. They're going to beat the Celtics here pretty good. If Murray doesn't play, I'm going to double my bet. I just got to wait until they officially announce it, but I believe he's not going to play, so they will not be able to hack him down the stretch to try and reel them in a little bit. I just think that the Nuggets are quietly, playing some of the best basketball in the NBA, 8-2 in their last 10 games. And it's like, they're not the Lakers. They're not the Clippers. They're not, they don't have Luka. Joker just doesn't get like that kind of recognition among the non-NBA people, the way that like LeBron does and, Michael Jordan did and, guys like that. He just doesn't get that kind of recognition, but he is that good of a player. So it's like, you get value with the Nuggets, and
definitely back-to-back MVP.
Yep, exactly. But it's like most people that aren't like really, following the game all that closely, they would never think that he was back-to-back MVP. They would say Giannis. So it's or Curry or somebody like that, right? They would LeBron. There's a million guys. Anthony Davis. There's Luka. I think Luka's the MVP this year. If today, but
I think so too.
But I think that there's tons of value here on the Nuggets, and I think without Murray in there, I don't think the Celtics will have that chance to reel them in towards the end. Well, he bricks free throw after free throw. So I'm going to take the chicken nuggets here and side of dipping sauce, barbecue. His mouth's watering. Barbecue.
Sorry, I got distracted. What were we talking about?
Barbecue sauce, chicken nuggets.
Oh.
Sweet and sour. Polynesian.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the ice, NHL. Who cares? Devils, Hurricanes. Old logo, new logo. Against the Rangers. Got the Blackhawks riding this streak of puck lines against them as dogs till the wheels fall off. Even with the Sharks, taking we got the Senators against Buffalo, and the Smoking Kraken against the Romanellis. Jovan got so sick of it he already left. Chris,
well, for me here, I gotta go with the New York Rangers against the old logo and new logo. The New York Rangers just playing the far better hockey, and they've been playing much better on the road than they have been at home this season. Florida Panthers looking like a shell of the team that won the President's Trophy for the best record last year. So give me the New York Rangers and the plus money in that one. And I'm also going to take the under 7 between the Sabres and Senators. I know these teams playing some high scoring games as of late, but now it takes 8 goals to beat us with that line set at 7. I think at worst you get a push. 4-3, but I think this one's going under the number. The last 5 meetings have gone under the total. I'm going to take the under here as well.
okay.
Only one game for me here. I'm gonna lean on the betting tools. I'm taking the Sharks. The Blackhawks have been terrible. you know. So yeah, just a lean for me to the Sharks. I think they can get that one done. I would probably even think about puck line on that one as well. So
Yeah, easier to do the jam session when there's only 3 games and you're kind of under a microscope, or when you have like 10 games.
I like the bigger card.
Yeah, it's like a little less under the microscope, right?
Yeah, I like the bigger cards because now
I like the bigger cards too. I'm with you. Al Ninos.
I like the Islanders. Think we got a little bit of value. They've been the hotter team here. The scary thing for me when betting the Islanders is that they are just a much better home team. So that's kind of what kept me off it a little bit. But I still like them to win this game. I'd lean Buffalo as well and Sharks. I mean, Sharks Blackhawks got to be probably the worst game of the season, but I mean. They're both terrible, but the Blackhawks are that much worse.
So what are you trying to say?
Don't watch it. Okay, something along those lines.
Jovan, any pucks for you? No. Rod.
For me, in these ones, I like the under in Carolina and New Jersey. I think I feel like a playoff game. Both these teams playing lights out. The Devils third on D. Goals come on premium in that one. Take the under. I agree. Take the Rangers. This Florida Panthers team, they beat up on the teams with losing records. When it comes to facing teams with winning records and the good teams, they're 1-7. The last 8 are these Florida Panthers. Take the Sharks in the puck line. We've seen what the Blackhawks have done. The Ottawa Senators are dead to me. I'm going to bet against them the rest of the season. Take Buffalo. They're playing the better hockey. If you can do a complete collapse like the Ottawa Senators did against Detroit last time out, you're going to get housed here by Buffalo. So take Buffalo in that one. And I'm going to take the Seattle Kraken. I know they haven't been playing so well. 3-6, 0-1 in their last 10, but against the Islanders at home, I think the Seattle gets the win. The Islanders are on vacation, enjoying the beach and the sun, and not worried about this hockey game. Take the Seattle Kraken in this one.
The beach and the sun in Seattle. I'll take the fighting. I'll take the fighting Romanellis on the reverse puck line based on that alone. I'll take Buffalo as well, and I'll parlay it up with Carolina on the puck line against the Devils.
Just imagine a couple of the Islanders players with like their swimsuits walking outside in Seattle.
They're like throwing the fish, you know?
Yeah. Where's all the people?
That was weird. Out in the sun.
It's definitely warmer than New York. So it's 6 degrees in Seattle today. So for me, that shirt's a t-shirt, brother. I'm definitely out there.
It looks like the sun might show up between afternoon. It might show up between the clouds.
Balmy 6 degrees.
Balmy 6 degrees. That's beautiful.
All right. Chris, what are you selling today?
I got a couple things on the go today. I got my $15 NFL Platinum play. It's one of my favorite plays of the entire season up to this point. Also got a Shotgun Sunday NFL 3-pack and an NHL 3-pack as well. And I'll hop on something long term because if you do that, you're going to get all my college hoops for today as well. So plays for at least a few more days. So check that out at Pick Dogs Premium.
Jake?
Yes, sir. I have my $15 NBA Jam Session play up there today. We broke the losing streak yesterday and cashed yesterday with the Pacers. We look to start the year off hot, man. So I love today's play as well. So scoop that up. And I have 8 plays total in the NFL today. I think we found the right size to be on the NFL. I got a 3-pack in the NFL, different packages. So scoop that up, Pick Dogs Premium, and start the new year off right.
Al Ninos.
Got a 1 p.m. 3-pack in the NFL, 4 p.m. 3-pack in the NFL, and my Sunday Night Football, as well as my best bet in the NBA and NHL. So, yeah. Starting off.
Jovan.
Yeah, I have a 3-pack in the NFL, a 5-pack in the NFL, another 3-pack in the NFL. That's for the later games. 7 plays in all in the NFL. and I'll have some basketball up as well. So that's what I got. Oh, in the nighttime, game.
Rod.
And for me, I got my $15 play, 8-3 in the last 11 on that one. You scoop that up singly. It's in the NHL tonight. Or I've got 5 plays in the NFL. You have my NFL big Sunday ticket. You get all 5 plays. You know, long-term bonus in the NBA for long-term users and subscribers. So jump aboard. Let's kick off the year. A nice winning day. Love today's action.
I got my NFL $15 big play. I got other NFL picks. I got college hoops and got NBA. I am undefeated in January, so hop aboard. Hop aboard the undefeated streak. I have not lost a game in January or in 2023. It's the perfect year. I know cappers that if they won their first game, they just wouldn't make another pick the rest of the year. They would just say that they went undefeated. You know, I know those guys. They call them sick. Anyways, we go to our college hoops today. I love this card. It's a little card, but not that little, right? It's kind of fun one. Chris and I get to do these. It's weird because tomorrow's like a holiday, but they really, I don't know what the hell they did with the college hoop card. Anyways, UMBC, the Retrievers up against Vermont. UMBC cashing last time out against the Terps. Got Dartmouth against Cornell, 2 schools that would never let me anywhere near the admissions office. Fairfield against Siena. Valpo, Indiana State. Evansville, the Aces, up against Murray State. DePaul versus Providence. Missouri State against Drake. Temple, Cincinnati. SMU, Tulsa. Washington State, USC. Chris? Muted.
Sorry about that. I like Cornell laying the big number on the road against Dartmouth. Just don't know where the points are going to come from for Dartmouth. They've scored 59 or less in each of the 5 games during this losing streak. And Cornell on the road this season, they put up at least 74 points in all but one of those games. I think this one's all Cornell all day, so I'm going to take Cornell in that one. And I like USC plus the 1.5 against Washington State. I think the wrong team is favored in this game. USC already has a pair of road conference wins this season against teams in the bottom tier of the Pac-12. And Washington State, not much better, and they do have a couple of losses in the conference already. So I'm going to take USC plus the 1.5 there.
Jake?
For me, 2 games here. I'll lay the points with Cincinnati there over Temple. I know they're is this neutral or they're on the road in that one? Road, yeah. I know they're on the road in that one, but I still think they're the better team. And I'll go ahead and lay the points with them in that one. And then the second one, I'll grab the points with Tulsa. I mean, SMU should not be laying 8.5 on nobody. This is not a great SMU team. And I think Tulsa can keep that one within the number. If anything, I think at best we're looking at a 5-point SMU win. So I'll grab the points there with Tulsa on that one. I wouldn't even be shocked if Tulsa won that one outright, to be honest.
Oh, I would be shocked. They stink too.
I would be shocked. Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I'd be shocked.
SMU is the king of the letdown. The king of the letdown.
They actually have looked good recently. They've looked a lot better. Al and Ninos?
Yeah, I like USC a lot too. Give me them on the money line. They've been playing much better basketball than Washington State. So,
Jovan?
I like Drake. You know, Missouri State. They weren't really able to do anything with Drake when they had a good team. They lost a lot of players this year, and I just don't think they got it in them to get close to this Drake team.
Rod?
For me, these ones, I agree. I like USC here against Washington State. Don't understand that line why Washington State's favored. USC is the better team. Take them on the money line. And SMU, I'm gonna lay even more. I think they win them by 15 or 20. Tulsa stinks. 0-3 on the road. 0-3 against the number on the road. 1-11 against the spread this season. And the way SMU's looked recently, they blow them out of the gym. I'll take SMU in that one by a lot.
I like Siena on the money line against Fairfield. I'd maybe lay a couple more points, if I could, with Siena. I think they get it done. I think Fairfield getting them too much credit for that win over Sacred Heart. What do you think, Chris?
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
Just
It's like
that's a resume builder.
it is a resume builder. It's like you'll be Selection Sunday. It's like Fairfield with that impressive win over Sacred Heart back, but that was back in November. It's like,
You interview a couple Fairfield players. I thought we were the last four in. I thought that Sacred Heart win did it for us.
gonna push us over the top. Yeah, I don't know. Siena gets no love from anyone ever. It's like the thing I like about these Metro Atlantic conferences, the other MAC, is that every Friday, every Sunday, we know, like, from here until March, we're gonna have these guys. And I like the way that I like these teams that play on the Friday, Sundays, because it's kind of like they don't get lost in the shuffle like the guys that play on Wednesday. And then Thursday, you have like the Pac-12, and then some Mountain West, the WAC, and then like all those other games where it's like you look like, what is this? It's like, how could there be 150 games and they all stink? It's like
the Horizon League shows up, the Summit League.
Oh yeah, the Summit, the Big Sky.
Yeah. Your favorite Denver and Kansas City.
Yep. All
Kansas
those
City,
South
Omaha.
Dakota, North Dakota State. It's like, oh man, nothing fun about that stuff. I'll tell you, as good as Indiana State. Good team this year too. I like them against Valpo. We got the Manhattan Jaspers against Quinnipiac. I appreciate Quinnipiac blowing that lead last time against Siena to catch that money line for me at plus 155. Iona laying 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal here against St. Peter's. That is a lot of freaking points. Michigan against Maryland. Man, Michigan probably a little hungover after TCU. I don't know how. Didn't get a lot of rest for this one. Tulane warming up for their game against USC tomorrow. Cotton Bowl taking on Memphis in basketball. SIU versus Belmont. SIU is pretty good. Penn State against Iowa, who lost to Eastern Illinois earlier this season. Georgetown, who's lost to everybody, against Butler. Washington against UCLA, ton of points. And Northwestern against Ohio State, who still drowning in their tears over there. Chris?
Yeah, the couple I'm going to take here. I'm going to lay the points with Butler. I think that Butler being favored on the road by 3.5 against Georgetown tells you the state of this Georgetown team. They're absolutely brutal. And they're going to continue to be brutal until they get rid of Patrick Ewing, but they won't because he's an alumni and he's got the Georgetown legacy. But until they do, it's going to be a continued fade for me with Georgetown. So I'm going to take Butler there. Probably add a couple points to the line that one. I think Georgetown's hopeless.
I'm so old. I remember when he signed with Georgetown.
Yeah. Jeez.
He had the Georgetown pennant, like giant he is, He's from Cambridge. And he had like the Georgetown pennant in his hand. He's waving it. I mean, the thing looked like it was like this big, like Andre the Giant drinking a beer.
Yeah.
It's like that, like this tiny little he's waving his Georgetown pennant. His parents are there. It's like this giant, because Patrick Ewing's not like just a tall guy, right? He's like
a fridge.
Yeah. Like, imagine if he played defensive end, in the NFL. Oof. Imagine if he goes up for the header against that Messi.
Messi's got to kick him in the shin to bring him down.
Can you imagine? I mean, good luck.
Yeah, right.
Clear you out.
Yeah. The other one I like here is the over between Memphis and Tulane. This is a massive total, but look at a lot of Memphis's games. They're going over the total. 5 of their last 6, and 4 of those 5 have gone over by at least 16 points. And I just think this is, one of those 85 to 78 kind of games where you get like well up into the 160s. But yeah, I like the over a lot here. I think it's gonna be a track meet.
Jay, what do you think of these last college hoops games?
Only one for me in this spot. Memphis is I think it's a great spot to be. Tulane terrible against the spread, 2-10 this season. Memphis, I know they haven't been dominant, 7-7 against the spread, but they're 11-3 straight up this season. They're the much better team in this one. I'm relaying a bucket and a free throw, or no, 2 buckets at 4.5. So 2 buckets. I think they can get that one done. So yeah, give me Memphis. I know they're on the road, but I'll take Memphis in that one. I'll lay the points.
You want to go side bet that Al Ninos takes UCLA in the next on his pick?
Let's do it.
I'll put $1 on it. Al Ninos.
No, why would I go lay that many points, man?
I smell Jaime Jaquez.
Hey, I want 50 cents of that dollar. No, I'm just
UCLA.
I'm gonna go with Penn State here. I think home court plays here. They've been a hotter team, and you gotta think how much these guys partied. Between New Year's Eve and the Iowa game yesterday. I don't know. I think maybe some of these guys might have had a drink or two last night. So I think Penn State here for me.
Are you fading all Big Ten teams that played yesterday? Is that the idea?
No, but you know what? I wanted to find. I wanted to suggest maybe betting on some teams in the NFL that are already knocked out. Maybe one of the players to throw up on the field or something like that. That would be an interesting bet, I think.
How about LaDainian Tomlinson's nephew on TCU, right? Man, he's good too, right? Holy smokes.
Yeah, they got some talent there. For sure.
Jovan, good little card here in college hoops.
Yeah, I'm looking at Belmont. I'm just not a big believer in Southern Illinois. And Belmont, even though they're not what they've been in the last several years, they still shoot the 3 at a high clip, and make it at a high clip. So just on the strength of that, I'm gonna take Belmont. Keep it close.
Rod?
And for me, I'm going to take Maryland over Michigan. Michigan looked awful last time out in the Terps. 4-0 ATS their last 4 road games following 3 or more consecutive home games. So they don't mind coming out on the road here. And the Wolverines, 0-5 ATS their last 5 home games versus a team with a losing road record. They'll play right down in Maryland and lose this one.
They don't have a losing road record though, Maryland.
And the other one I like Washington.
They're at 500 on the road.
Maryland. What?
Maryland's 500 on the road. They're not losing road record.
Who's got a losing road record?
You just said against a team with a losing road record. That was a trend. No?
Yeah, they're 1-1, right?
Yeah, so that's not a losing road record. That's 500.
It's an even 500 record.
Right.
Either way, I'm still thinking Maryland in this.
Okay, I mean, I'm just throwing it. I don't like their face. It's like you can say whatever the hell you want. I mean, but I'm just saying it's Maryland doesn't have a losing road record. It's like
they're trying to see more.
Believe me, I'm taking Maryland because I like just doing this, right? Right? Everyone knows that. Michigan, Maryland. Michigan State.
Michigan just at home altogether in general has not been good. 1-5 ATS the last 6, right? So
they have no players.
Right?
They have one guy.
Yeah. So you just everybody standing around that one guy, and then it just looks ugly. So I like Washington plus the points against UCLA. Not like UCLA blowing a lead late. Mm-hmm. So
they should call Livers, man. He's not doing shit with
the other one that. Right? Is he injured? Wasn't he out?
I don't know. Tell him, come on back, man. You ain't doing shit with the Pistons, man. Just come play with us.
Yeah, come back in. Hop back in.
Is that it?
The two I like, yeah.
I like Manhattan against Quinnipiac. I like it with the points. I don't trust Quinnipiac as far as I can throw him. I also like UCLA against Washington, since no one else was saying it. I'll lay the points on the road since they screwed me last time. They're due. They're laying a bundle on the road the last time. They won by 2, or they won like right at the end, right, against Washington State. You got the Washington. That's how the Pac-12 does it. It's like if you play Oregon, then you play Oregon State, right? It's like you always play the same ones. You play USC, you play UCLA. It's always grouped together. Stanford, Cal. Geographically, that's how they do it. I wonder who else is going to join the Big 12, Pac-12 after USC and UCLA leave. Gonzaga for hoops.
They head to the Big 12.
That's possible.
For hoops, Gonzaga?
I thought so. I thought I read some of their head to the Big 12.
For hoops? That makes sense. Kind of like Notre Dame for an ACC. All right. Gets us to that magical moment that everyone's been waiting for. Parlay time.
All right, my parlay. I'm going to go with the New York Jets. I'm going to go with the under in the Steelers and Ravens. And I'll go with the under in the Senators and Sabres.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the
Jamal Murray over 33.5.
Going with the Green Bay Packers. I'm just gonna go 2-teamer. We're going with the GOAT parlay. Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lay the points with both. They both get it done.
Al Ninos.
Well, since we didn't mention, we did mention them kind of a little bit, but I didn't pick any on the picks when we went through the NFL. Let's do a touchdown, anytime touchdown parlay. I'm gonna go McCaffrey, Kelsey. Can you guess the third one, Mitch?
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Don't do it.
Actually,
Don't do it.
he did well in his last game against the fucking Commanders. So sorry, I'm gonna give him a shot. I'm gonna take him. He scored 2 touchdowns the last game against them. I think he finds the end zone again. I'm going for it. Sure.
Jovan.
The Bears, Lions under. Jets, Seahawks over. Rams, Chargers over.
Rod.
We're going to take the Carolina Panthers on the money line. We're going to lay the points with SMU. And we're going to take the Buffalo Sabres on the money line.
Saints on the money line. Oh,
3
Saints on the money line for me. I'll take the Dolphins on the money line. And I'll take the San Francisco 49ers minus 16.5 against the Raiders. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. That's plus 191 added on to the end. Anyways, thanks, everyone, for joining us. Start the new year right. We all have premium picks available. Check those out as well. And even if you don't get those, good luck on it. If you're in Ohio sports betting starts today. Use our link. I'm not like one of these big sportsbook guys, but it helps. It does help us a ton. So maybe I'll probably be mentioning it more this year than I have in the past. But anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day.